Hi there, welcome back to the Weekly Word Outdoor Adventures. Thanks for joining us this week. We're here at the Nancy Ward's grave in Polk County on the side of Old Highway 411 if you want to come here sometime and pay your respects. Buried here beside of her son and her brother. She was a beloved woman of the Cherokees way back in the 1700s. Very colorful character. Lots of stuff been written about Nancy Ward. I'll share one of my favorite stories with you since it has to do with the place I grew up. Back in the 60s when I was a kid sitting on my grandparents' porch, we were looking right across the bottoms around the mouth of Tocco Creek on the banks of the Little Tennessee River. And way out in the field was it's just a nice flat field, but there was a giant Indian mound out there. That was the mound at Tocco that had been there for centuries. Now, since 1979, all of this that I'm telling you about has been deep under the waters of Tellico Lake after they built the Tellico Dam and flooded Chota and Tocco and all those Indian towns up through there. But the story about that mound and Nancy Ward goes that it was 1776, about the same time that they were signing the Declaration of Independence. The Cherokee had captured a Mrs. Bean from up around the Watauga settlements, I believe, and they had carried her down to Tocco, and they had her on top of that mound, tied to a stake, piled brush around her, and was about to set her on fire. But Nancy Ward was in a powerful position for a woman. She could stop that, and she ran to the top of that mound, the story goes, and she had them turn Mrs. Bean free. She could go free then. There's really a picture of the gospel in that. You know, ever since the Garden of Eden, it's like the devil, he had us human beings tied to the stake and was about to set us on fire. But through the work of Christ on Calvary's cross, Jesus is our intercessor. And thanks to him, we can go free. Now, it would have been an incredible and crazy thing if Mrs. Bean had told Nancy Ward that I don't want to go free. I'm just going to stay here and be set on fire. Well, nobody in their right mind would do that. But yet, spiritually, every day, people make that decision that they don't want to be set free by Christ, and they continue to be tied to the stake by old Satan, where he's ready to start the fire just at any moment in time. But I hope you'll claim that story for yourself. That's the gospel story, that Jesus has set you free. Don't stay tied to the stake. Just say, Lord, I believe that message, and I believe that you've set me free. Thank you for what you've done for me on Calvary. And you'll be set free, and whoever the Son sets free is free indeed and free eternally. See you next week on the Weekly Word. We'll find another outdoor adventure.